How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Irrelevant Podcast. Matt and JC here.
It's on time.
We've made it on time. Let's go. I think we're back in the groove now.
Yes.
I think we're back in the groove now.
Yes.
So
I told you, I was like, Matt, we're going to make it happen. It's going to come back on Tuesdays. People aren't going to be waiting every single week going, where's the Irrelevant Podcast? It's Thursday. Where is it? No, it's coming out on Tuesday, hopefully.
Well, I mean, we're definitely staying true to the name by being irrelevant. Although,
yes.
Twitter,
Dude, oh my God, I completely forgot about that.
you got verified.
Dude, oh my God. Listen,
I'm
Matt,
like low-key envious. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm a little bit upset that you got it.
I mean, how long
But
have you
we
done?
knew it was going to happen.
That's honestly though, it had nothing to do with my company, I don't think.
No.
They didn't-
If you
they
really,
didn't-
if you shut up.
What?
Actually, shut up.
Why?
There's no way.
They didn't do anything.
You just got it randomly?
So
There's no way. There's no way you just got it randomly.
Twitter
and just
verification.
happened to be working at Deviation
JC is
Games.
the one
Happened to
guy who
announce
gets
it
it.
like 2 weeks ago. And then all of a sudden you get verified?
Okay,
There's
so,
no way.
So for those of you who don't know, Twitter verification has been like a really, really hard thing. It has been probably like
It's a status symbol.
it kind of is. It's this one thing that for some reason even popular creators can't get verified sometimes at all. It's the hardest platform I would say to get verified on, probably. Maybe Instagram's after that or
Instagram is
but-
tough too, but I think Twitter is like the pinnacle of verification.
Yeah, like people like Twitter verification, if you have that, it just feels different, man. It truly feels different. Not trying to
Guy just rubbing it in right now.
But so I saw that recently, there was like a month ago, they did, maybe it was actually more than a month ago. They started doing this new verification application that you could do.
Is it a new one or has it been around for a while?
It seemed like, well, the Twitter verified account, there's like this Twitter verified account that's like the verification station on Twitter. That's funny. But it exists and they're like, hey, we're back and there's a new way to like apply. I think that was like in the last year at least.
All right. So I'm applying after this podcast.
You should apply. Seriously, you should.
I'm not going to get it. I've applied
You
a handful of times.
You'd be
already.
surprised.
Not for a long time I haven't applied because I'm like, why? What do I deserve for it now?
You'd be surprised. Dude, a relevant podcast. I'm just kidding.
So you're telling me that you got verified
Okay.
for no reason?
I'll tell you the process of what I did. So
Okay,
no, it's not like a huge process. So I did the application. It's just you can actually do it on. I think some accounts are eligible to apply through like the mobile app, like the Twitter app. There's
Okay.
like you go to your account and then there's like an application thing you can do for verification. And so I clicked it, and then it's like, oh hi, you're doing application. What do you want to apply for? Are you an influencer? Are you a company? Are you a journalist? I don't know. There was like all these different options that you could choose, and they all have different criteria that you have to reach, I think, in the reviewing process. So I chose influencer because I was like, well, I'm my own person, and I'm not like I feel like if you choose company, that would be like choosing Deviation Games, right? And so I'm like, I don't think that
applies.
I don't
for
think
your
that
account,
applies, right? Even though I work for a company. So I chose influencer, and I had to like submit like a government ID at
Okay.
one point. I had to submit basically the biggest thing. I honestly think the key to it is this. And okay, honestly, you may be mad at me because I think you're gonna realize maybe this is the reason why. But they make you list websites,
Publications.
or publications or trusted sources that have like linked your Twitter account or mentioned you. That's like proof that you're a real person, I guess.
Right.
So basically, if you're like, I don't know, Mr. Beast or something, he's always getting into the news
Right.
on all types of sites out there. So it's very easy for him to be verified, probably, right? So I can't remember what couple ones I did, or maybe I only listed one. I can't remember, but I did like one article from I did this one article like when I was in Auburn. I think I put that one in there, and then I did like some interviewing thing for like a media class. They like wanted to interview like content creators, and I was like, okay, I'll do this.
You didn't do Deviation Games?
I did.
Oh, of course.
I
That's
did,
what got it.
I did the deviationgames.com because I'm referenced on there now.
Yeah.
So, and But again, that's a new site, so I don't know what Twitter deems as like, oh, this site's been around.
Yeah, but Deviation
forever,
Games is that account verified?
Not yet. No.
Not yet. Okay. I mean,
So
I feel like that would put you over the edge because there's other guys like, I don't know, like Milo is a good example, or Pat is a good example, that are tried and true like influencers. Right.
What are you saying? I'm not an influencer, Matt?
No, I'm saying you are an influencer. I'm just saying,
I'm just kidding.
When it comes to how much you actually influence, some people have more influence than others, and if it's a gauge of influence, then we're definitely not winning in that category. Anyway, I don't know. I'm sure they've tried to, and they haven't gotten it. So, like, Pat's got a freaking little like clock thing that looks like a verification sign on his.
I always put like my little diamond. That was always my thing, is having JC and the diamond after it. And then when it happened, somebody's like, "Dude, get rid of the diamond. It's gonna look so clean." I was like, "Okay." After 10 years of my life, I'm gonna get rid of the diamond,
dude. So I saw that tweet. First of all, I was like, "What is he talking about?"
Yeah, I said
because it looked like so right that I didn't even recognize. It was like,
hell yeah! Dude,
I was like, "Oh my god." That's what it is. He's verified.
I'm so happy.
It took me a second to figure it out. Anyway, Pat texted me like a couple days ago. He's like,
no, he didn't.
He linked the tweet because he linked my quote tweet. Because if you guys missed it on Twitter, go check it out. Maybe I'll get verified. I don't know. I quote tweeted and said, JC, you're too relevant now because you got a verification, so you can't be in the podcast anymore. You're out. And he sent me that photo over text. This was, and I haven't got a text from Pat in like. There was nothing like in the text string. There's nothing there. So it must have been a long time. He sent me that and he's like, my mom asked if JC's working for Milo. And I was so confused. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, completely, I was like, this is so far. I have so many questions.
Wait, what?
First of all, how does this relate to Milo in any way? I have no clue. Secondly, why is your mom texting you about my quote tweet of JC? Like, that's so random that I just couldn't. I was lost. And then I talked to him a little bit and found out he didn't even recognize that your tweet was about being verified. He didn't even know. After our whole convo.
Wait, what?
And then I was really like, I'm so confused. How did you didn't even know that that's what my reference was about? Because I guess if you didn't realize that that's what I was talking about, then maybe you might have been like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Why would Matt say that? Like, I think it was clear that it was a joke, but But
no, it wasn't
anyway,
a joke.
I was just like, man, what is going on right now? I'm so
Imagine
confused.
I just get like deleted from half the screen. It's just you, dude.
Anyway, congrats. That's very cool.
Thanks,
very cool. I mean, I thought that with the Deviation Games, it was going to happen sooner or later. So I wasn't surprised to see it.
You would hope so. Like,
now that you got it from I might have to apply and see.
Yeah, I will say this.
Denied again.
I will say this seriously though, Matt. It's becoming definitely. I would say it's definitely easier than it was 2 years ago.
Okay.
That's my like just opinion about it. Like,
yeah.
I applied, and again, like it was still me applying all on my own. It was just like, okay, well, I've been in some deviation articles lately, so maybe this will work, right? Or the deviation page, and then, what is it? I waited like it wasn't that long of a wait either. It was close to like 2 weeks. So it was like a week to a week and a half. I think it was somewhere like a week and a half.
Did you hear back on email from them, or it just happened?
It just happened.
You woke up and you're like, oh my God.
Dude, I woke up.
I am worth something. I am relevant in the world.
Dude, I'm so happy.
I have clout.
I've wanted that so bad. That's like a dream of mine getting
dude,
that.
You're telling me I've been trying to get verified for like forever.
It's
fun fact. I paid to get verified on Facebook. Like
what?
8 years ago.
I don't know if they could have heard that, but something just fell in the background.
They definitely can't. But yeah, anyway, 8 years ago on Facebook, I remember this. Chucky and I were trying to get verified on like every platform. And there was this dude who you could pay on Facebook and he would get you verified. He was like an insider.
He's just like a merchant.
Yeah,
like,
it's just totally like he totally would have gotten fired if he ever
stranger.
got found out of that. Sure. Anyway, it worked. Like we paid money and got verified. But Facebook verification is like useless because I don't really use Facebook. So it's like whatever.
I mean, so here's the other thing too. It happened so suddenly. There was no notification that it was about to be like your judgment of being reviewed or not is going to happen. I think if you don't make it in the review, you can just apply again a little bit later. I don't think it's that hard to apply again because I've seen a bunch of people just go second time's a charm or third time's a charm and stuff. But I woke up. This was like 2 days ago, right? 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Man, it's already, dude, the week's going by fast already. But
Man.
I woke up.
Time flies when you're relevant. It's crazy.
Matt, I'm still here, dude.
It's crazy, bro. Can you imagine me? Like,
I'm still here,
this guy's
brother.
fucking headed nowhere.
Yeah, my shirt says headed nowhere.
Sorry, go ahead.
But so I woke up and I had a notification on my phone. Like when I woke up, I can't remember if it was on the weekend or the weekday, but I woke up at like 9 a.m. or something like that. And I just had a notification on my phone from 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Who the hell is reviewing this and accepting it at 4 a.m.? And it just said, congratulations, JC Backfire is now verified. It was a Twitter notification.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, I truly thought I was going to get denied. Like, there's no way.
This is the first time you applied?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I was like,
you're 1 for 1. That's
like,
pretty good.
No way. No
That's
way I'm going to
pretty
get
good.
it. And I somehow got it. So I just want to say also, guys, again, that whole getting that is, again, a testament to just everybody's support. Like, wouldn't have gotten that without getting to LA and probably not getting the job and all that kind of stuff. And that's, again, from you guys supporting my content years ago. Like, that's the dream, man. Like,
That's the dream.
dude, Twitter verification is a dream.
Hey, man, I've made it.
That's
I
it,
got
dude.
verified on Twitter. I made it.
It feels like it. Dude, someone like said something recently. It was kind of funny, but also just kind of like dumb. But someone, I think it was either the verification or it was to like a picture of Emmy. I can't remember, but they're like, yeah, all you people made fun of JC crying at the end of tag or whatever. It's like, who's laughing now, guys? Who's laughing? Who's laughing now? I'm like, wow, this guy's more like revenge filled than I am about this. But no, it's just, I'm just really happy. That was a very icing on the cake of the past month.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect that to happen. So yeah, that happened. I wasn't even going to talk about that on the podcast, but I completely forgot that.
That's crazy. You know who Jack the Bus is?
Yeah.
He got verified too.
I know.
I saw that and I was like, that one.
It's gotta be possible.
Yours, I was joking. Like, you totally deserve it. But that one, I was like, how? To explain to me how
we
offense.
We love Jack.
Jack's awesome. I've worked with Jack a bunch.
But
he's great. But relative to some of these other people that have been around for like 10 plus years and have a really, really large following.
I know what you mean. It's like if you look at somebody like Milo, right?
I think Milo and Pat are pretty decent examples.
Pat's not verified either.
No.
Yeah, like, all right, well, let's just take Pat as an example. Man has millions of subscribers on YouTube.
3 million subscribers.
His tweets bang. It's so obvious it's him.
Yeah.
Right? He definitely should have verification. So I don't know what the, what I assume happened with Jack. I feel like Jack's part of Carnage, right? That may have been a cool help.
I think it was someone else who got.
There's a bunch of people in
verified from
Carnage who got it.
Yeah.
There's this guy who's a Twitch streamer. His name's Lazy.
Okay.
And he got it too. And I think he's, I don't know if he even does YouTube. I think he's just a Twitch streamer. I'm not sure, but he got it too. And I was just like, dude, they're really like,
they're going for it. I have seen
it's a lot
some
easier
people
to get
popping up that have gotten it. I don't know if that's what it is for him. It might be. Let me see.
It could, maybe it's like they're all part of an organization, like an org, so it works. Or I don't know, maybe Jack was like in an article or something with some of his, because Jack's done like Naruto
Carnage
stuff and all that kind of.
You're right. That's why I was saying, like,
yeah.
But he's got 4,000 followers. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, not that he doesn't deserve it. He definitely has a following on his other platforms, but 4,800 followers on Twitter is like, I don't know. There are a lot of people that have that many followers,
Yeah, that's what you're
so it's interesting. It was Carnage. You're right. So that's what maybe the clan connection, that being a legitimate esports organization.
Also, Jack, please, I don't know if you'll see this, but we love you. We're just trying
Jack's
to figure
awesome.
We're trying to figure out
His
what is
content's
the
awesome.
algorithm of being verified on Twitter.
Well,
like, what is it?
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. The way they verify is different now. Maybe there's like different criteria for being accepted.
There's like people who and also, by the way, check out Jack's stuff. I think he does a lot of reactions to
He does a lot of anime.
he reacts to anime all the time, and it's not even. I think it's a different channel than Jack the Bus.
He's got 2 channels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's interesting too. It's like a different name from the other channels. So that's wild.
Oh, he's crushing it, dude. He's
Yeah.
doing great.
But I've seen people who've made an account and they're verified from the beginning, and I'm like, where's the connection?
I don't know, man.
How did that happen?
Maybe he found the guy to pay, and then
I don't know, dude. It's
I don't know.
wild. It's so wild. Well, yeah, that happened. What have you been up to this week other than that?
Man, I just feel like anything I could say now is just so less relevant.
No, it's
so
not true.
less clout filled, so less of an achievement than being verified on Twitter. I just, I
just
might
a
as well just
check mark.
leave at this point.
It's just a check mark.
I did legs today, dude, and I'm like gassed. Like I have the most.
I thought gas is like a good thing. I thought it's a good term. Like if it's like I'm gassed up, doesn't mean you're
Gassed
good.
up, yeah.
That sounds bad. It just doesn't sound
Gassed
good.
up sounds like I got fur a lot, No, gassed up. I wouldn't say that. Though.
Well, why do
gassed
people-
up's not like a term I would say.
What we need to like do an episode reviewing like vernacular because like
How about beat? I'm beat.
I'm beat.
Yeah.
But what's the other term? It's like, oh, that's gas. That means it's good, right?
Oh, that's like diesel. That's fire. It's gas. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But no,
that's-
but I'm gassed as a verb.
Yeah.
Like that's gas as a noun
you're gassed out.
or like an adjective, I guess.
So like
really.
you don't have any fuel
But
left.
gas as a verb.
The fuel tank's running
Yeah,
low.
yeah. I'm like low on gas. Like I am empty on fuel.
Why not
I'm
electricity?
shot. Beat.
Why?
Dead.
Why not Tesla electricity? Why's it gotta be gas?
Dude, these cannons need just pure. No, I'm kidding. I got chicken legs, dude. That's why I'm gassed because I have like no meat on my legs. I'm dead tired, dude.
Dude, oh my god, dude, leg day is kind of the worst. I'm not.
Oh, it's the
gonna
worst.
lie.
I've been doing them on Mondays. It's better that way.
You-
Just like Mondays, just
you
get it
act
done.
like you're like oh yeah, like I don't have good legs or anything
I
like
don't.
that. Matt, you could literally kill all of us.
No,
Matt, Matt,
in a race, yes. Not
that's
in
your
any other
legs. What
form.
do you run with your hands? It's your
Okay, fair.
legs,
All right, fair. But yeah, but that's more like endurance than legs.
dude. Endurance is what you need.
I definitely have the endurance over. When you say us, I'm assuming you're referring to the boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like you could.
But that is especially because a lot of our friends don't really. I don't think a lot of our friends really work out, as far as I know. But you're starting to run again.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's still going pretty well.
good.
I've missed some days here or there because of traveling, but it's still going pretty well. I'm trying to think of like what's been going on this past week. It's been, dude. You know what's been crazy?
What?
Have you seen this news of okay? So this is something I've been getting into. All right, I don't know if we want to talk. We don't have to go down this rabbit hole, but so guess what I've been starting to play.
I've seen your tweets. Final Fantasy, right?
This is like the one current thing that's happening in like gaming that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so Final Fantasy 14. Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay.
14? There's that many of them?
Yeah,
Were you
16's
playing
the next
7
one.
the other day?
7 remake.
What's the difference? what?
Final Fantasy 7 came out in 1997.
Oh.
So Final Fantasy 7 remake is like it is a complete new game.
Okay.
With Final Fantasy 7's original
So
story.
did 14 recently come out? Or that's that the
no.
most recent one?
No. Okay, so there's all these. Listen, all right. Okay. Let me explain. So there's all these Final Fantasy games. They're like huge, like RPG,
say.
right? Like
Yeah.
that huge story-based games.
Yeah.
Level up, all that kind of stuff. Cloud, you know who Cloud is?
Yeah.
In Smash, right?
Yeah.
So
'cause you
okay.
play, yeah.
Yeah. So that's Final Fantasy 7 is Cloud. Cloud's not in the other ones, I don't think, as much. I'm new to Final Fantasy as well in the past like year. Final Fantasy 7 Remake was the first one I played. But so some of the games are just full story games, right? Mm-hmm. But every now and then they do an MMO one that's like an actual online one.
Okay.
I think they might have only done 2 or 3. I don't know. But Final Fantasy 14 is not like the most new Final Fantasy game, but it's the online one, right?
Okay, it's the
So
MMO.
it's kind of like the World of Warcraft Final Fantasy
Right.
game. And so, dude, it's been crazy in the last like couple weeks to see the popularity of that game just surge out of nowhere. Like, it's nuts. Like, basically, I think essentially what happens, a bunch of World of Warcraft streamers finally just said, F it, we're going to try out Final Fantasy 14. And they went to go try it out. Asmongold's one of them. He had, I think I heard, maybe I heard this just from the spur of the moment, but I think he had like 200,000 viewers or something, or
gosh.
maybe less than that. I don't know. I heard 200,000, but maybe that's a lie. Maybe someone was just talking it up. But just watching him switch from World of Warcraft to go to Final Fantasy for a day or so. And the game is so popular. It's breaking all of its normal player count so much that there was a moment in the last like 2 days or so where you couldn't even buy the game from the Square Enix, like the digital copies on the Square Enix store could not be added to your cart. How is that even possible? There should be infinite digital copies, but there's so many people that are trying to log on to this game for the first time now that the Square Enix store like went, you can't buy the game right now. You literally could not buy the game because that many people were trying to get it because you have to buy it from the actual site. And so I got into it the last couple of days. I'm into this. Yeah. I'm into this. It might take away all of my free time. And maybe I'll give an update if I stop playing it or not.
So it's because are you playing with other people online and that's what makes it different?
So yeah,
more like addicting.
Yeah, it's that, and I really wanted like a chill game to play that is kind of different from what I normally play. Like normally I play like shooters and or very like like longer story-based games and all that kind of stuff on stream. And like I play a lot of variety games like Resident Evil and all that kind of stuff. But there's like I haven't really gotten into an MMO at all, really too much. And this one I was like, you know what? I love Final Fantasy VII so much, and I just played the DLC for the remake that came out like last month. That DLC came out the day of the announcement of the studio and everything, so I completely missed playing it. So I finally played that this past week. It was great. And then I was like, while I'm on this Final Fantasy kick, maybe I should try Final Fantasy 14.
Right.
And I tried it, and it was like a free trial you can play for a long time apparently too. You have to actually like eventually pay for membership to play it.
Oh wow.
There's that, like, it's just that much to it, I guess. I don't know how it all works yet. But the only friend that I have played it with so far is Edge. You know Edge?
Yeah, I know Edge. Yeah.
And he's played it a good bit. I think he's been playing by himself. I don't even know. But he's been like showing me around like how to do stuff. And it's so interesting, like going into that world and just seeing, like, I don't know. It's so cool to see different gaming communities, I guess. Like I was on that game for like 2 seconds as a newbie this past weekend. And I was walking around and this guy just walked up to me and he like, you have a little sprout icon above you if you're a new person. And a guy walked up to me and he was like, hello. And I was like, I waved back and he was like, I hope your first day playing, like he just guessed that it was my first day. He's like, I hope your first day playing FF14 goes great. See ya. I'm going to go over here and do a quest. I was like, this is the nicest thing I've ever seen in my life. Maybe people are totally rude later on. I have no idea, but that was so nice. And apparently there's people in the game that like mentor novices. There's like a whole mentor system built into the game where people who have like thousands of hours, I guess, can become mentors, and they can like teach new players how to like play it. And I was like, this is kind of cool. Like I want to see like what this is about. And there's like so much content that's kind of ridiculous. Like Edge has like, I don't know, like 80 hours on the game or something like that. Maybe I think it's something like that. And he hasn't even like gotten to the first expansion of the game yet. And there's like 3 or 4. Oh man. So what journey am I doing? I don't know. But that's what happened to me this past weekend where I was like, I want to try something new.
So I feel like the sentiment I'm seeing on Twitter is that gaming's a little dry right now. Generally speaking.
It is. But I'm always someone who like, I don't agree with the statement when people are like, gaming sucks nowadays, because I don't think it sucks.
I think that's definitely negative. I think it's just like, there's nothing new and like really big or new out that's really capturing a lot of people. Maybe this is going to be that next thing.
I think as of right now, like in terms of a game that has had just a random surge in the last couple of weeks, it's Final Fantasy 14. Like it's actually a lot of people are streaming it on Twitch as well. It's not like top 3 by any means. But it's up there now as like a game a lot of people are streaming and getting into for the first time, and who knows if that'll stay or go away. But I think that's probably the thing. So I guess some people are like, I don't know what to play, so I'm just gonna play an MMO for the rest of my life, because those games, like if you really get into them, man, they'll like like Lex responded to me when I said I was going to play it, and he's like, "Bye free time." He's like, "Wait, how do you know? Do you play it?"
Probably.
He didn't respond to me.
He's probably playing right now, dude. That's why.
Dude, he's been playing a lot of stuff.
Really?
He's been playing Zelda, like all
I haven't
kinds of
talked
stuff.
to Lex in a while.
Dude, he needs to just play. Like I completely understand playing games off stream, but I would love to see Lex play Zelda on stream, like Breath of the Wild or something, and like see Lex like throw a boulder and like launch himself in the open world and just have funny moments. I
feel
would
like
love
that
to
would be
see
fun to watch.
Yeah, it'd be great. But that's what happened this past weekend. Is I'm trying to get into that game. It's so cool.
Are you playing anything else right now? Just Final Fantasy?
Yeah, that's it. I think I'm kind of in the same boat. There's nothing like
It's just like
trending to play right now.
Nothing new. I've still been playing a lot of Rocket League mostly.
Yeah, that's been your thing, is Rocket League.
But I'm starting to get a little bored of it, and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
Actually, last week I didn't stream 2 of the days. I just really was not feeling it.
Yeah.
By the time I was going to stream, one of the nights was actually after we recorded the podcast. I think I was going to do a stream, or one of the other nights. And I was like, man, I don't want to go on there and be like dead inside, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like that was me yesterday. I told people I was gonna stream. I did a just chatting stream on Saturday, and then Sunday night I was like, oh, I'll probably stream again. And I was like, maybe I'll just play Final Fantasy without streaming. And I thought about starting that game on stream, but maybe I'll stream it at some point, like when I'm further in or something, when I kind of know more about it.
Yeah,
but
sure not.
I just kind of want to play something without the multitasking.
Amen.
I just want to play something.
I was like, man, I'm gonna play games now, but I just don't want to stream.
Yeah.
I feel bad playing the game and just really playing the game and not really engaging with the chat, or
yeah.
It's just a lot of extra work.
It's hard to do, and you guys are amazing, and I want y'all to know that. But and there's probably a bunch of people watching the podcast that are like, oh, you guys could just play the game on stream. You don't have to talk, but you feel obligated to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, that, and it's also just like there will always be someone who's like, does this guy even read the chat, or does this guy even talk to chat ever? Like, why, So, and then I just feel bad, and it's just a lot. Yeah, it's just a lot for me, especially to multitask.
We need to play something together at some point, because that's the one thing I'm excited for with like when I was playing with like Edge and stuff, because Edge, I used to play a ton of games with Edge all the time, and I think I feel like my gaming for me in a really weird way, because of content creation, I feel like I played games less than I probably should have with friends, and back in the old Call of Duty 4 days, and Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3 and all that kind of stuff. Oh my God, you had a billion friends online, and you'd hop in and you'd just play forever. And then somewhere in the last 5 years or so, I just got to this point where I just spend so much time on streaming the game and on my own, or so much time just playing something that isn't really a friendly social game.
Yeah.
I literally haven't had the real magical feeling of just being in a full party with a full squad on something in a long time. So I was just playing with Edge a little bit. I'm like, man, this reminds me of me and Edge used to play like Last of Us multiplayer and all this kind of stuff that we would do. And I don't know what it is, but I do miss, we have we talk about all the time on the podcast, but we have a friend group that we have so much fun when we play together, but we don't play together enough. It's so weird.
I feel like, yeah. Well, just playing casually, sometimes it's way easier to stream and make content when you're playing solo or with one other person. When you have a group, it's so hard to just talk to your chat and then talk to the group and then also play the game. Now it's 3 things you got to do almost, and it's just very difficult to do all of them well.
I think Among Us was the most social thing we played.
That's why and I don't even care about the content of that game. I want to play that game just to play the game with the friends.
Yeah.
I don't even, I streamed, I think 1 or 2 of the time, but I actually did make a highlight video the second time, but I don't even care about the content. Like I just want to play that. That game's fun because it's fun. The dynamic of the friendship in the group is fun.
Yeah, I mean,
and we're all playing the game together.
I remember when we talked about like why do we like games, and like I was always big on story and also like playing with friends and stuff. But I loved when you were like, just it's the social aspect is so important, you know.
Yeah.
For a lot of games, and that could be with single player games too, to some degree. Of like, if you have a bunch of people discussing it and talking about it, right? But yeah, like thinking about the Among Us lobby where we had like 10 people in there and we're all like just yelling at each other. It's fun. It's a good time. It's a really good time. But yeah, I mean, it's gaming is in a strange spot. But there's games I'm excited for. I would say like I am really excited for Halo Infinite this year because that's multiplayer. That's gonna be like a new in terms of a multiplayer kick. That might scratch the itch for me.
Yeah.
But in story wise, I'm so stoked for Horizon and God of War whenever those games happen.
God of War's having another game this year?
God of War, I think probably I think they delayed it from this year. They never really everybody kind of knew it wasn't this year, but
yeah, I think that'd be kind of a little soon.
Horizon was supposed to be this year, but I don't know if that's still happening or not either. I'm not sure. But
well,
those are my two.
I imagine there'll be, that's just the industry. Like something gets big and then it dies out, that's just how it goes. I'm sure there'll be something new very soon that comes out of nowhere and it takes everyone by storm and we'll play it.
Dude, it's I'm not to go back to the Final Fantasy stuff, but like I would say like one of the most excited games just period for the next however many years in the future is part 2 to the Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 remake.
I kind of want to I feel like this is the only podcast where I'm going to be able to explain this to you. So I should probably just do it since we're talking about Final Fantasy and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So
do they have like 1 through 14?
There are that many. There's that many.
What's
Final
the
Fantasy
most
games.
recent number?
I think 15 is like I don't think there's 16 is the next one that hasn't come out.
Okay.
But
so they're putting out like almost one a year.
I don't know. I don't think so. No. Final Fantasy's been around forever.
Okay.
I actually don't. I don't know. I
know nothing.
Listen,
there's a lot of these games. I know that.
I'm new to this, and there's definitely a Final Fantasy fan that's like, JC, you are not explaining this correctly. But okay, so Final Fantasy VII is kind of like the Final Fantasy game. Like that was the game that.
So it took them 7 tries to get the right one.
I mean, that was like the game that everybody remembers as like the best. Like that's where Cloud comes from. That's where Sephiroth and all these characters come from, right? And that game came out in 1997, literally the year I was born. So I never got to experience playing that game.
That's wild.
And basically, oh my God, this guy with a motorcycle outside. But basically, that game was so beloved. And it's really what got a lot of people into like RPGs and everything way back when. That game is like, it's like pixels, Matt. Like if you looked at it, you'd be like,
yeah, I played some games back from that time.
Yeah, it's like,
yep.
It is. Think about an old school game. It's very old school.
Yeah.
But so people for years were like, you got to remake that story. Like Cloud and all those characters. Like you got like Cloud is in Smash for God's sakes is like a main like character. Like you got to remake this. Like that, if there's any game to remake from the ground up, it's that one. And so basically the task is so daunting to do. Like Square Enix took forever to even announce it was going to happen. It was almost like people joked that it's like in case of emergency, that's the thing that they got to do to like just sell copies like hot takes or hot cakes.
Yeah.
And they announced it in 2015 that they were going to remake it, I think, and it didn't come out until 2020. It took that long from announcing the remake of Final Fantasy VII to coming out.
I feel like I remember that. That was the game that constantly got pushed back over and over and over and over.
And people were like, dude, when are we going to see more? And then it was later found out that what they did is they took the story of Final Fantasy VII, which is like this all-encompassing game. You go to all these different areas within the game. The remake that came out in 2020 is actually, it's about 40 to 50 hours long in its entirety of story. Right? Like it took me like 44 hours to be on stream, I think. And get this, It's only one part of the original game.
Oh my god!
Like they took the original game and they were like, because of technology and because of how storytelling is in games now, it's so much more in depth and detailed. They were like, there's no possible way we're going to be able to tell this story the way we want it to in one game.
Yeah.
From the original story works because it's like in that version, but they're like, nah, we can build it out way more than this. So I think what I heard is like the original Final Fantasy VII game, which is, you know, a lot of hours long as well.
Right.
The first like couple hours of that game, which maybe like, I don't know if it's like 5 to 6 hours or something like that. Let's just say it's that. I think that's what I heard. That is equated to it's the same story beat as 40 hours of the actual remake.
It's almost 10 times long.
It's crazy.
Longer.
And so there's all this stuff they built out. People are like, oh my God, you expanded this and you expanded all this.
That's cool. That's
and
cool.
It's like seeing the thing that you love become even better in a way, right? For a lot of people. And that game came out. And so there's no way in hell there isn't sequels because they didn't finish the story. The original game still has probably 2 to 3 more parts to it. And it took that long for that game to come out. So people are like, when is part 2 going to come out? And I played the remake. That was the first time I played. And I'm a super fan from playing it. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to play the sequel. Do I have to wait like 5 years of my life to see part 2? Not even the full package.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I imagine it's probably a trilogy.
Yeah.
But like part 2, not even part 2 and 3, part 2 is not going to come out. Part 2. Maybe it comes out in like a couple of years because they know how to make it now. I don't know.
Before or after GTA 6?
Probably before. I would still imagine before. That's my guess. Because I imagine they had to do a bunch of stuff to figure out how they want to make like this new standard of the game. And maybe now they have the part 1 under their belt. It's like, okay, we have this as
They have the core.
we have the core. Yeah. How do we build upon it for a sequel? Maybe it'll be a lot easier. But still, that's like, it's probably not till like 2023 or something, or 2024. And GTA is what? GTA is rumored to be 25? 2025.
Dude, I really thought, there was a while there where I was like, man, I'm going to do GTA 6 videos. Like, it's going to come out this year or next year. No.
Dude, that's one of those games where people are going to get like careers made off that game. Whenever that game comes out, that
happened for GTA 5 for sure.
Oh my God, dude. How are they going?
People are still making careers off that game.
That's why they don't want to release one, right? It has to be.
I don't know. I also just, maybe.
It's like how do you...
their current game is still like, it's still a thing. Very much a thing.
For the longest time, it was
also,
like...
it's insane how like accurate it is.
What do you mean?
Like I played that game.
Oh, you're talking about the actual landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like GTA 5 is based around LA, right?
Right.
I played that game, I don't know, like pretty early on when it came out. And then I have since gone to locations in LA and felt like, oh my God, I've been here already. I've seen this already because the game is that spot on.
The
like,
pier was like that for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there are certain areas on there that are dead on. Like almost like it's unbelievable how accurate they are.
Yeah, it's so good.
And you're like, bro, I've been here, but I've been here in the video game first.
That game must be like easily top 10 games ever made, right?
I would say so.
I think it's definitely the best GTA as well.
Yes.
Which is how long it's...
I mean, I haven't played all of them, but that one's... How could you not say it is?
With how the longevity that it's had and everything.
It's what, 8 years?
Yeah. And dude, for like years, Matt, it was like it would still be one of the top like 3 or 4 sold games every month. It might still be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's definitely still top 10, I would say.
And so like, why would we release another one? Yeah. I don't know what the reasoning is.
And I'm pretty sure they're still doing like updates to it.
Oh, they're making so much
DLC.
money off it. Probably it's unreal. Like just...
Yeah, good for them, man. It's great. It's a great game.
Yeah, it's a great game. But it makes you wonder how imagine being presented that question. Yo, so GTA 5, it's still selling. It's probably what, like the number one or like in terms of like a $60 video game, $60, $70 video game. Now we're going into $70 a lot now, but it's like pretty much one of the most number one sold games ever. I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it is.
Besides like Minecraft or something like that. And it's like, so how do you sequel? guys? How do you make the sequel?
Well, just
What is it-
I'm
what
also just
city
thinking,
is it
like,
gonna be?
if you're gonna do it that level again or top, because that one took I think 8 years before it came. Like from the previous one to GTA 5 was, I'm pretty sure it was
Right.
8
Yeah,
years.
it was a while.
So that's why I was like, okay, the next game probably around 2020, 2021
Yeah.
makes sense. But if you're gonna do the same level or even better, like I could see it taking longer. And like you said, they're selling so much still. People are still playing the game like crazy.
Yeah.
Why rush it?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's a reason to rush it at all
Yeah.
because it makes no sense from a business perspective. And also a lot of games now are kind of doing this thing where they are long-standing live service games. They're like, it's not about releasing a game and releasing a sequel. It's about releasing a game and how long can you keep that game
Right.
going, right?
New content, yeah.
It's almost like, like we'll probably, maybe I'm wrong, but like Fortnite 2, I doubt we'll ever see a Fortnite 2. Maybe I'm wrong.
That
but
sounds weird to say, even hear
Yeah.
that. Well, they have seasons. Like they've had,
Right.
I don't even know, like 15 seasons maybe.
Yeah, and they could do the same with GTA, I feel like. But I mean, they'll probably still do a GTA 6, but I imagine at some point,
It'll just be
GTA is GTA.
Yeah, it'll just be
Right?
GTA Online or whatever. Just
But
a GTA.
granted, people love the story so much of GTA as well.
That is true. It's a little different in that it is. But is it an RPG? Is it considered an RPG or no? I don't even know what you consider it.
I don't.
It's kind of like a little bit of both.
It's not an RPG. I would say it's just a story-based game, like
You could also just play entirely without any story.
because you don't really level up in GTA, right?
No, I think you do.
But it's like it's not really
But
like
your levels aren't like
it's not like I'm gaining XP as like those
no, but
characters,
you have.
right? I can't remember. It's been so long.
I don't
since
even know
played
what you would classify it as because
know.
it is online and it is a massive world. And you can play it like a story game, but you can also play it like an online multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Like a shooter or a racing game. Like you can play, it's whatever. It's whatever you want to make it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing where they're trying to do this with Halo Infinite coming up too, where it's called Halo Infinite because, and they've said this, I'm pretty sure they want it to be, they don't really want like a major sequel after Halo Infinite, I don't think.
It's the final.
Like, I think Halo Infinite is the game, and then the game evolves from there. And when they want to do a story thing, they come in and go, okay, here's an expansion. It's literally like an MMO, like Final Fantasy 14.
Right.
It's like you have the game, and there's an expansion that comes to it that completely changes what the game is known for,
Right.
like what's happening, and you
Right.
feel like you're a part of this ongoing
evolution.
story, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that for Halo if that is the route they go. I know a lot of people get mad at the like when they hear games are like live service and stuff, but then continue to play Warzone and all that kind of stuff every day. So but like live service is a thing that if you can do it right, it is awesome. There are absolutely ways to do it wrong, and it is not it's probably not the best thing to do, but when it's done right, it's really damn cool to be a part of because you're
Yeah.
like, what's like, wow, this thing, like you feel like you're part of a universe or a, I'm thinking like Destiny or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're a part of
Yeah,
something.
yeah, you're part of the community that's evolving.
Dude, like something that's so cool is, again, sorry, I'm nerding out about Final Fantasy 14, but dude, there was like a whole story at that game where I didn't expect us to talk about games this much. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about life, and then we got
Dude,
derailed.
we never ever go where we're gonna go. We just don't.
But maybe people enjoy this one because we're talking a lot about games. But so get this, right? I'm so sorry with your chapters on YouTube. It's gonna be like,
I'm just gonna put JC got verified and then gaming as like 15 minutes to an hour, just gaming the whole thing.
but so basically when Final Fantasy 14 came out years ago, like I think it was almost a decade ago when it originally came out, it was not great. Not that great.
How you
What?
are a novice, but you act like but you know so much about like
Dude, I'm like-
the history of the game.
I nerd out with this stuff. Like when I get
but
like
you
really
walked into
passionate
the
about-
game and some dude came up to you and said, "Enjoy your first day." Okay, bye.
But when I get really excited about something or I'm like, oh,
I can
this
tell,
is new,
I can tell.
I just look up things about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Like I just try to like get into like the know of things. But basically the game wasn't a success at all. Like people hated on it basically. So much so to the point where they said, we're rebooting it. The original Final Fantasy 14 does not exist. It's gone. And you know what they did, Matt?
What?
And this is like the coolest thing ever, right? So when they rebooted it, they had a they had a day on the server, and I you can go and watch YouTube videos about it, but they had a day on the servers where an apocalyptic event nuked the whole game. Like everybody's characters, everything everybody did in the original Final Fantasy 14 all died. And they used that event from like, it's like basically this like dragon thing comes out, this like moon in the sky and like kills everything. And it's called like the calamity or something. And they use that event. And when you start Final Fantasy 14, they're like, oh yeah, ages ago there was this thing called years ago there was this thing called the Calamity, and there were these heroes called the Warriors of Light who all died. And they're like, when you play it, that's like them talking about the players that actually played the original game. And you're like, oh my God. Like, and so some guy out there is like, oh yeah, I was a Warrior of Light. I died in the apocalypse of the original game. And they rebooted the game and like basically just did a complete overhaul of it. And now it's like one of the most popular MMOs out right now. And I just think that's crazy that they, like the game was like dying. People weren't like super happy with it. And they went, instead of canceling the whole project and just moving on, they went, no, we're going to put some more money into this. We're going to figure this out. We're going to come in here and fix this. But they did it in a way of like actually making it affect the story.
Yeah.
So you felt like you're a part of the whole.
You're part of the history of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't just like it restarted and everybody had to make new characters.
Cool.
It's like, no, the whole world got destroyed. And so like when you make a new character in the game now, you'll never see what the world was or any of the levels, I don't think, from years ago of the original version.
Right.
It's just, it takes place years after. Always like that's crazy. That's crazy. That's so cool. It's so cool.
I think the game development nerd in JC is coming out very strong. He's like,
I gotta get the out of here.
He's like, yo, I got Twitter verification, and I'm gonna just dive all the way into my my being now.
How long have you been going for? How long?
50 minutes.
Okay, I got you a life question. I'm done. I'm done with Final Fantasy talk.
All right, hit me with a life question,
dude. Everybody's gonna be watching this and be like, Matt is not having it with.
Honestly, dude, I am very tired. So if it looks like I'm not happy, I genuinely enjoyed that conversation. I love it when you get so amped up about whatever it is because that's cool. Like I think that's awesome.
It's just cool. It's just cool to see.
Even
how
if
people,
I don't like, and not like, I can see your passion for this.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Oh.
So that's awesome. I hope I can find a game like that soon. I don't think I will, dude. I don't think I will.
I'm not even like super into it yet. I'm just starting, but I'm like, I already like it from hearing.
But you're
all
looking
those
at
things.
it like the same way we're talking about the TV stuff. Like you're looking at it from a creative standpoint, like creator.
Yeah.
Like how cool is it that they did this to their game?
Yeah.
To make it survive. Like that's sick.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like, yeah, the Calamity was them.
That is cool though.
It was like the Calamity was just the fact that they had to reboot the game, but it's like an actual story beat.
That's
like,
that's the best way to do it. And instead of just deleting everything.
It's kind of like the like the Fortnite black hole event before.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I don't want to relate to Fortnite, but yeah, like it's similar to that.
Yeah,
like they nuke the world in the story and then build from there.
Yeah,
very
so if you
cool.
didn't lose your characters really, or all the things you had, you got it back.
True.
So that's what makes
the
it like
in-game
really
event.
scary.
Yeah, I think that's a very cool idea.
Yeah, that stuff's cool.
So life.
Yeah, so life. I have a question for you, and this could be how we round off this podcast. This is gonna be the weirdest amalgamation of different things,
Dude,
but
this is how it goes on this podcast.
okay, I actually have two questions.
Oh boy,
because these are relevant. Okay.
Okay.
One, if you could have any skill right now, what would it be and why? Any
that is
specific
so
skill,
hard.
and don't just say making money.
Okay, so okay,
If you could have
I'm an expert at whatever skill it is,
Like
or I
like
just
it's
can
like-
have like a rudimentary level of that skill.
it's something in your tool set, like it's like it's a
I got a hammer.
I'm a carpenter. Like you pull it out and you're like, oh,
So like
I'm
you
good
could
at
speak a language fluently, like
yes.
that kind of thing.
What is like a skill? yeah, what's any skill that you don't have currently that you would love to have? It could be about furthering your career. It could be just about things you like.
Yeah, that's a deep question and a difficult one.
This is the question I came up with today. I was like, that's going to be a good one to ask him. I'll see what he says.
Do you have an answer for it?
I think I have one.
Well, you only get one, don't you? That's the whole point of the question.
Well, yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be like, I take this and that.
Well,
and that.
I have like a recreational skill idea, and I have like a more career type skill idea.
Okay.
I think.
You go first. I gotta
Okay.
think about this. This is tough.
Okay, I'm gonna go lighthearted then.
Okay.
Recreational. I would love if I had the ability right now and I didn't have to spend time learning it. If I could create music, genuinely.
Okay.
If I could create, and not like singing. It's not what I mean. I don't think I'd ever be too good at that. I'm not sure. And not like, maybe not playing guitar either, even though that would be really cool. I've always wanted to learn piano though, but like something in the realm of like, electronic music, or just being able to like
producing music.
Yeah, being able to like put stuff together from all these other sources and just make something really awesome and just create music on a computer. Like I wish I had the skill and the software knowledge to know how to do that, because there's definitely like different software people use to do that kind of stuff. And that's something I've always thought would be so cool if I could make like my own song, kind of like what Pat's doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know where I would ever find the time to learn how to do that. Nor would I I might not be good at that in any sort of way. Right. But that's my recreational one. Do you have one?
That's a good one. I mean, I've always like when people ask me like what my dream job would be, for a while it was like a world famous DJ.
Have we talked about this? I feel like we have.
Probably. That's what I still wouldn't mind that at all. But that's what I wanted to be for a while. But I had never done anything, well, not nothing, but like very, very, very little in terms of music production, or like I don't think I'm musically inclined at all. So I recognize that that's probably not the path to go, and I just didn't go there. But in terms of what skill, like in similar ways, I would love to be able to produce and/or DJ music, because that would have led into potentially exploring that career path. But
is that why it's MC?
No. MC's Matt Cabuzio.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
There's so many. You've come to realize that there's so many things that MC work with that it's like
Minecraft.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Minecraft is one of them. Man.
Minecraft.
People think it's Mick, like McDonald's, and I'm like, man, this is in hindsight. Well, I didn't know at the time. Who knows what it was going to be? It was an AIM username. That's what it was for.
What?
I didn't think about it being like a YouTube thing that people would know me by.
McDonald's.
Mick Sports Hawk. Mickey Sports Hawk. Anyway.
It's so funny.
Dude, that's so tough. Like I want to say something that would help me in my career. I don't know. I guess like I feel like speaking a language fluent would be great, but it wouldn't be what I would choose.
It's a good thing.
It's good.
On the resume. It's a good thing.
I don't care about the resume. Who needs a resume? Sorry. I just don't know how I would use it. Like I feel like it wouldn't be useful. I guess I could make it useful. You could obviously.
Yeah,
make it
I feel like speaking other languages, it's a really useful work tool for sure. But
man, you stumped me with this one, dude. I don't know. I don't have
really
don't have a good answer for this one.
What about a recrecreational one? Like something for fun? I guess you said DJ.
Every time we said recreational, I just think of weed, dude. I don't know why.
Weed?
Yeah, weed. Because that's like the only time I hear people use recreational.
Nice shot.
What? What?
You say we?
Weed.
Oh,
like,
I thought you said
recreational marijuana.
I thought you were talking about the Wii console. I was doing Wii Sports. I just did the golf Wii Sports or the bowling Wii Sports.
No. Okay. That makes more sense.
Recreational sports.
Recreational sports does work. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I just feel like recreational.
Nice shot.
Smoking. Oh my God, bro.
Dude, that shows.
Oh,
that
I know.
No,
I
hold
know.
on. That just shows the like how like that is our core difference as people right there.
He immediately thinks of a game platform, and I'm like,
I immediately think of like something I played like when I was in my like teenage years, and it's like really cute and like quirky, and Matt's like over here like,
shot.
I'm thinking of weed.
weed. The weed. That actually helped me figure out what I want to say. Coding.
Bro.
If I could effectively code, well, there's like a bunch of different languages to code in, but like if I had a good knowledge of how to code and was able to like build websites and build like little like applications, oh my God, that would be so useful. So useful.
If you could make like a mobile app,
well, I mean, that's a bit
probably
of
the
a
same process, right?
Well, yeah, I think coding is pretty like I would say is a skill set, but making a mobile app is a lot. You need a lot of skill sets to make a mobile.
That's
app.
something that DC's always wanted to do. You know, DC?
Yeah.
Like he has always been like very entrepreneur about doing some sort of site or app, or I can't tell you how many times DC's come up to me. He's like, I want to make an app for this. I'm like, do it. Please do it.
Please do it.
And I just, at some point, DC's going to have an app and we're going to use it. I don't know when it's going to happen, but he's always been so big on that. And again, that has to be part of the same like thing, right? Like just developing some sort of,
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, that's beyond me. I'm just a marketing person.
Dude, yeah,
but
I actually had to take some classes, like nothing too crazy, but like
what'd you
just like
take?
web design, like CSS and
I just took
actually
Java.
I took C++, C sharp.
Maybe
What
C
the hell do they
sharp.
call it? C sharp? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's one.
I don't
C++
even know.
is a thing
That's
too.
bad.
Yeah.
I literally I'll never forget this class, dude. It was this professor that was like he's a coder, like he knows all this, and I'm just that guy that like
He's playing Final
shouldn't
Fantasy
be
14.
here. Like I took the class, dude. I took the class because I had to, and I actually wanted to learn how to do it, but it was an 8 a.m. class on Wednesdays, and I took this class freshman year while I was pledging a fraternity. I made that class. I think I made the class maybe 30% of the time. Like I
Dude,
did not make it often, and
yeah.
the funniest thing is I got a C+ in the class. C++.
Hey, he just did what he was supposed to do.
Anyway, no, I bombed that class. C+ was terrible for me.
See,
Anyway, I didn't learn shit. Like
I had the same problem.
couldn't do it.
I had the same problem with the coding class too. So originally went to college. We talked about this. I wanted to do computer science, and so I took a Java class.
Okay,
That was my first coding class. Hated it. No, thank you.
dude,
I hated
it
it.
just doesn't work.
And it's just
in my head. It
I
doesn't
just sit
work.
there and I'm like, oh my God, the cat is meowing at us.
Marley.
I just sat there and I was like, I don't think this is the thing I'm supposed to be doing. And
I don't
and I was
belong
making
here.
I was making the worst grade like out of all my classes in that, and I was like, maybe this is a sign that I should probably do something different. And I think, you know what I was doing? Maybe I was doing it as a minor, and then I switched it
Yeah.
from that to more marketing.
Yeah.
And it just made so much more sense. But yeah, so I feel you on that. That would be such
my answer
a
for sure.
that's such a good one because excuse me, it really takes like a skill and dedication and just
That is
who
a
knows?
that is a absolutely valuable skill in my opinion.
That's something I want to do too, is like especially working with a lot of developers now, like I want to like get inside their brain a little bit and just go, okay, how does this work? Please explain to me, what was your path to getting here? How do you do this? Like there's people who love it too. So it's like how does this all work? Because it's still beyond me. I don't really understand it too much. I think a lot of people who play games and stuff, like just on the game level, like don't know what goes into all that, you know? So, but you're talking about websites and all that kind of stuff too.
Well, more towards the like design interface.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like I said, there's UI. There's a bunch of different kinds of code.
The HUD.
I would love to be able to code, period, like any language. That'd be sick. But that's like a massive skill set to have, I would say.
Yeah.
But definitely not good at it.
So recreational was DJ, and
Yeah, like leisure. Yeah, like
Yeah.
hobby would be DJ, and like a career oriented would be definitely coding.
okay, that's pretty good answers.
Yeah.
Huh. That's
Technology.
Technology gets stronger.
We love technology. We love technology, baby. Electronics, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, I thought you were gonna say. I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna say something about, like, I don't know, just some, like, if you could have a skill of just starting a motion picture in front of your eyes or something. Or like, I have this like thing where I think of you.
What does that mean?
I have a thing where I think of you, and I just think of the fact that, like, you would love to have like a Netflix show.
Yeah, but that's not a skill though.
I know, but like, maybe like, just, what if you're like the god of networking? And you just,
I would love to be the network god.
the network
My
god.
skill, network god.
On LinkedIn it says, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm the network god. I don't have anything on my resume, but I'm the network god.
Infinite. You have like the little infinite arrow for
the connections.
For connections, yeah.
That's
Infinity connections knows everybody.
The connections are 3.14. Just like a decimal. It keeps going on forever. Oh, it's good. That's good.
Networking god.
That was my main question, though.
Well, that's it's talking to people. Like, I guess networking. I just don't love the word networking for whatever reason. But yeah,
networking is
like being able to talk to people and becoming friends with people. Just having that social ability is definitely a good skill set to have.
I would say networking is like top 5, maybe top 3 skills in business to have.
Give me your top 3 skills real quick.
I mean,
number 1, networking. Number 2, networking god.
It's one of those things where, like, every time someone talks to us about like college and all that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, degree is absolutely a good thing to have. Don't get me wrong. But I genuinely think the best skill that comes out of college, at least in terms of like liberal arts and some of those degrees, is just the people you meet and the connections you make with people. And it's just, I mean, especially in content creation, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
absolutely,
sitting here, right?
Absolutely.
It's getting out there and talking and discussing with people about ideas.
Yeah.
And it's just that, like, if you're you know, thinking like, should I go to college? I don't know if I want to. At least consider that aspect of it, because it is a good part of it that really, like, I think makes it worth it. Because I mean, you can join. It's like, what other time do you have all this at your disposal where, like, you can just join a club that likes anime?
Yeah.
You can join a club that plays chess. You can join a club that's just about filmmaking.
Yeah.
And that's outside of the actual core classes where you're going to be talking with people as well. So
it's like the easiest opportunity to meet people, without a doubt. I wish I did even more than I did.
Same. I think everybody does.
I did a lot, but I really just feel like when you get out, you're like, wow, I should have went all in on like just meeting as many people as I could have.
Yes, like how, like,
and just trying everything.
It's harder for us to meet people nowadays.
Oh, so much harder.
It's like, well, how are we gonna meet somebody at?
It's like impossible in comparison to college. Like college, everyone's in the same boat, and everyone is doing things that are, you know, in some way meeting other people at all times. Yeah. And you're like in this almost like this bubble. Like it's just too easy. And then you get out and you're like, how do I talk to people?
How do I talk to somebody?
How do I make friends?
How do I do it?
Anyone want to be my friend?
That's why games are so good.
Games are helpful.
Yeah. If we didn't have if we didn't have games, bro, like, I wouldn't even have friends.
If we didn't have games, we wouldn't be taught. We would have had about 20 minutes worth of podcast content today. That's so true. Shout out to games.
Shout out to Final Fantasy 14. Thank you.
Do you have any other life questions for me? You had one other you said.
I had another one. When do you, and I think we've talked about this, but
if it's time travel?
It's not time travel.
Okay.
It's although I would love to have more time travel conversations. And I think if we ever get my dad on the podcast, oh my God, just ask him about time travel or the universe and he will just go off. But here's my other one. When do you think is the best time? And I think we've talked about this before, but I want to see if your opinion's changed. When do you think is the best time to buy a house?
We talk about this in like the first or second episode, like an early episode.
Has your opinion changed?
I don't even know what I said then.
I don't know what we said either.
I would just say as soon as you're. Well, I mean, there's a couple factors to it now that I actually just had the 5-year anniversary of this place, like recently. I would say
Money.
yeah. As soon as
Money
you have,
gone.
my first thought was, as soon as you have enough money that you can choose to pay rent or for a house, choose the house. But thinking about it more, if you're not ready, like maturity wise, to own a house,
That's true.
it's a big commitment. Like you have to be a responsible, functioning adult, or you will struggle to own a house.
That's the reason why I'm bringing it up again, because so me and Emmy have been talking about like just no, like not like no. So we've had conversations recently where we're like we're like yo, because we basically are coming up really fast on our like big anniversary date, which is in August, and we've already been living together for a bit. And it's gone by really fast, and so we're kind of going, do you think, like, we've had the conversation, or we've been trying to have the conversation, we're like, do you think that we'll renew our lease at this place?
When is it?
Go somewhere else, or maybe do something like that? I don't know.
When is your lease up?
Lease is up, I believe, somewhere in 2022.
It was a 1 year or 6
Dude,
months?
my brain's not working right now, but I think it's probably towards the end of 2022.
Oh, you guys got time.
But still, it's like, what are you doing that
To me,
moment?
that's a question you're not answering right now. A year and a half out.
I mean, it's true. You change, everything changes so much every year. But like, my gut was kind of going, I don't think I would get a house yet. I think I'd still wait.
You are going to be in such a different headspace in 1 year from now.
That's true.
That you may have completely different opinion on it. That's what I think.
That's true. But I almost like don't even want to think about a house. Like,
I wouldn't even spend a single second of your time thinking about that right now, personally.
Yo, Matt's like,
That's what I
get
think.
this out of here
'Cause
right now.
The reason I say that is because this is like similar to like Jess will bring up things that are a little bit out, like in a year or two out,
Yeah.
maybe. And I'm like, why would you even, not like in a bad way, but like, I just feel like there's so many other things that are coming before then that are like really more like take up a lot of mental space.
Yeah.
Why would you even like strain yourself about something?
Don't stress about it is what you
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I just don't even think about that because I know that even like in 6 months from now, you're going to have probably a different opinion on it entirely. It just depends where you're at.
True,
Like
man. It's true.
you're also in that, like in the mid-20s area, I feel like you really change a lot up here. Like you really do. I think you grow a lot as a person, and you just I don't know. I mean, everyone's different, right? Every situation is a little different, but I would say if we revisit this conversation in 6 months and then in 12 months,
yeah,
you may have a completely different opinion on where you're at.
this is true.
Like who knows? Like, you know, Deviation Games blows up, you're crushing it, you buy like a $5 million mansion, you're like, yeah, whatever.
Imagine.
Who knows? Maybe the Relevant Podcast goes multi-platinum, and you know we get a bunch of sponsors. Or yeah, okay, all right, shut up.
No, something I will say. This is our 30th episode, actually.
Congrats.
We didn't even talk about that too
Fuck
much.
yeah.
But I was going to talk to you about, and this is one of the things I completely forgot to talk about. But I think it'd be cool if we did some sort of revamp at some point.
We need to.
Whether it's and I think the logo could need a revamp because we've done. I think I like the sign. I really do like our sign that is broken in the middle, and I love
our
it so
broken sign. It's really just great.
But I think it'd be cool to like see if we could figure out another, because I know like our logo right now is just the IRR, right?
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool, and we went super simple because we're like, we just want to have the podcast. We
get
have the
it out
podcast. We want to do it. We want it to be simple, and that works. It really does. But I think it'd be cool to sort of like spitball, like, and guys, if you have any ideas, feel free to throw them at us. But like any cool theming that we could do, like I'm such a fan of like Cody Co's podcast and Noel, and
Oh, dude, their set is
they're in
nuts.
space now.
Their set is crazy.
They're literally in space in chairs, and they don't even face towards each other. They face like this when they're talking, and they kind of just do that to talk. It's so interesting, but it's great. It works. It's a cool theme. So it's like, I wonder what we could do to really spice up the theming more. I don't know if we can move from this location too much. It'd be kind of harder. But
That's the thing is like we're.
but I wonder what we could like. We could probably get some stuff to really like spice up the set.
We can definitely change up the set. I would love to see you guys give some comments and let us know what things we should include in like a revamp, like a little rebrand, reboot.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I think, dude, something I would love to see at some point in this podcast is the ability for us to have a MacBook or something, and we can actually just bring up something on the screen. It requires more editing though, which does suck. But if there's something particular that like trends, right?
Yeah,
we can just actually like
pop it up and show it.
Let's look at it on the podcast. So that's something I'd love to see at some point. But other than that, I think it'd be cool to like freshen up the logo, freshen up the channel a little bit, because we're over like 8K subs, which is crazy. I don't think we're at 9
yet. Over 8K now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check right
now. We're definitely over 8K.
I'm gonna check right freaking now.
I'd say we're even closer to 8,500. And after you guys watch this episode and subscribe a bunch of times, we're gonna be almost at 9,000. We're gonna be almost over 9,000.
That's right. Oh, I just heard our voice. But yeah, we're at 8.6K.
We're over 8,500.
Yep.
Yep. I was right.
8.6K. Let's go. That's actually awesome.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So, again, I think it's about time we had a makeover that way could really spice it up.
Yeah.
And for those of you who've been here for all the 30 episodes, holy hell.
Congrats.
That's a lot of hours.
You're a real one. You know?
If you tallied up all those hours,
it's a lot of time.
It still wouldn't be enough to play through all of Final Fantasy 14.
Wow. You really brought it back to that. That, I don't even, wow. Just wow.
Or maybe it's like right around the amount of hours.
Oh my gosh. All right.
But seriously, it's a lot of hours, and we appreciate you guys.
Yes, we do appreciate you. Let us know in the comments. Thank you for being here. What's the word of the day for the comments? They've been crushing
We need
them.
to do something for episode 30. Something that represents episode 30 as a whole. What is that word?
Boop.
Boop? Matt, out of all the things that represent 30 episodes of the podcast, it's boop? That's it? It's all culminated
I tried to think of what word 30 EP looks like, and it's just like the letter B with the 3 and then O-O-P, boop. Or boop. That was a terrible choice of wording, but...
Like B-O-O-P?
How about headed nowhere?
Headed nowhere.
That's great. When people come, if there's a new person that comes into the comments and they all see headed nowhere, they're going to be like, wow, these guys are cruel in the comments. This podcast is headed nowhere.
Just say boop headed nowhere. Combine them or something.
Yeah, boop headed nowhere. That's
boop headed nowhere.
YouTube's going to flag all of them for spam. Be like, what the
Incorporate into a sentence. It's like we're a spelling
make your
bee.
own sentence with boop and headed nowhere. Let's see what you guys come up with.
That's actually really funny.
That will make it. Oh, the comments are going to be great this week.
We are headed nowhere to episode 31 of the podcast.
Yes, we are.
That's a lot of episodes, Matt. Thanks for allowing me to sit here and talk about games.
Dude, thanks for
50
coming.
minutes.
It's been a lot of fun. I guess that's all we got for you guys this week.
Next episode, Matt's going to sit us down and he's going to go, all right, so sports. What are we saying? We didn't even talk about the football match. We didn't even talk about it.
All right, we'll do a quick segment on sports.
Yeah.
Because we never talk about sports. I just feel like you don't really care about sports. So I'm like, I don't want to bore you with that.
Apparently I should have cared about
the crypto. Like, we've talked about these things, but like, not that interesting to you. We don't talk about it.
I mean, crypto's interesting to me, but it's not as trending as it was.
No. Well, I mean, when it's not going up, no one's like, oh my God, making all this money.
That's true. But I mean, the football match was crazy. Everybody was watching that.
Dude, that was a great game.
It's coming Rome instead of
great
coming
game.
Home.
I was rooting for Italy. I will say my timeline was very much leaning towards England, so I feel a little bit against the grain.
You were rooting for Italy?
Hell yeah.
Dude, we have so many friends.
I know, but I'm like Italian. Like I got Italian cousins
That's true.
and shit.
Cabuzio.
Like I literally the crazy thing, last time Italy played England in the Euro Cup was 2012, and I was in Italy for it.
Wow.
Yeah, and Italy won in PKs as well.
Oh, wow.
8 years ago, or almost 9 years ago, 2012. Crazy. The fact that that's like the same matchup and the same outcome.
Yeah.
And I've now seen it in Italy and in the U.S. Anyway, I was in Italy for it, right? And so obviously they won, and they partied like crazy. Like it was so
They're probably
much fun.
still partying right now.
Oh, for sure they are now. But I'm saying like back when they won in 2012, I was there for the party and it was nuts. We would drive this little moped. Oh, it was crazy, dude. A lot of fun.
I want to hear this story.
Well, I'll tell you. All right, so we were staying in Sicily and or part of Sicily, which is like the little end of the boot. We drove these like moped things.
Yeah.
Like me and then my friend Joe from my high school was in the back of it. I mean, like these stupid looking helmets. We just drive this little like these little Italian mopeds across from where we were staying to like this party location by this pool, whatever. And we stayed up all night and we drank till like 6 a.m. And like I don't even know if I was legally allowed to drink in the U.S. I don't think I was. I think it was under 21. So, but there you're allowed to drink. It's illegal. Like 17 and over, I think, is legal. So everyone's getting drunk, right? We're drinking. And at the time, I didn't really think this through, but like we drove back home to the place we were staying on the moped at like 6 or 7 a.m. as the sun's coming up. And I don't know if I was sober enough to be driving. Like I really didn't think about it at that. Looking back on it, I was like, wow, that was a really, really stupid thing to do because I don't know if I was allowed to drive or not. But I also hadn't been like, I really didn't drink. Like I didn't drink in high school. Like I was a loser in high school. Well, I don't want to say loser, but I wasn't.
Don't use that term.
That was a poor way to put it. But I wasn't like, I wasn't hanging out with the cool kids and I wasn't drinking or anything like that. I was like,
guys, you're not a loser. You're not a loser.
You're not a loser.
If you don't drink.
You're actually. Trust me, it's better that way.
It's a lot better.
If you want to get to, a good place, trust me, you'd rather be the loser, quote unquote. I didn't drink in high school is my point.
I get what you mean.
So that was like one of my first experiences, like really actually drinking because I was allowed to there.
I see.
And I didn't do that in the US. So I didn't really think about.
You didn't have the.
And it also wasn't a car. So I was like a little confused on whether or not, because it was more or less like a very low powered bike.
Right.
Like we were going like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It wasn't like on the main road. Like this is like.
Can two people sit in it?
You're not really supposed to have two, but like two of us were on it.
Okay.
But I think I should build the context a little bit more here because it's not as bad as it sounds. It's like farmland out there. Like there's not a lot of cars. It's like very small one lane roads, a lot of dirt roads. Like it's like truly farmland, more or less, like by the beach.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I was driving a car home at 6 a.m. on like a highway. Like it was like, we're driving like through like this little broken down town, whatever. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, it's very, very rural.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, like probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
But didn't think about it at all because my cousins is like, yo, like we're going, like let's get out of here. And we hopped in the mopeds and we left, and that was that.
Is that like 7 a.m.?
7 a.m. The sun was coming up.
Oh my God.
So anyway, it was lit. It was a lot of fun. Italy won, and now fast forward 8 years and the same thing happened. And I was rooting for Italy, and I hit up my cousin. I was like, "Yo, Forza Azzurri," and he's like, "Let's go!" So amped.
The only main thing I've ever been to is the World Series.
You've been to the World Series?
Yeah.
Which one?
It was Rangers versus Giants and Rangers versus Cardinals. Both of them.
You've been to two different ones.
Because my dad loves the Rangers, so when they were in it, we went. Well, Rangers
That's
lost
cool.
every World Series, and they've
tough.
never won a World Series before, and those were the first
tough.
times they were in it. But it was
still going to. It's got to be cool.
Oh, it's so good.
You went to every single game, or just like one or two of them, maybe?
I think one or two of like
where they were
at Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't. I didn't see the whole. I didn't see when it ended. I think I saw just one.
I don't think anyone. If you see all seven, even just going to one game is crazy. But cool.
Dude, oh my God, like for people who say baseball like sucks to watch, like
nah. I think
playoff
in any professional sport is really entertaining to watch. Yeah, like how many of the people that were on Twitter talking about the game, even myself included, that was the first soccer game I've watched all year.
Yeah,
literally all year.
Same, yeah.
But it's like it's the best of the best.
I didn't see the whole thing. I just
they're putting it all on the line. Like hockey's the same way, NBA's the same way. Like I watch all. I've always
wanted to go to a hockey game. I haven't done that yet.
Fun to watch. Honestly,
it's like brutal, isn't it?
Oh, so brutal.
People just go like,
oh, dude, most of these guys don't have most of their teeth. Like they get destroyed.
Oh my God.
And you like can't. I don't know. Like when you're there, you can really see it is nuts how fast and how hard they're hitting into each other.
Just think of the fact that you're skating the entire time.
Dude, these guys are going like 40 miles an hour sometimes, going head on into each other, like or into the wall. Like it's it's maybe not 40. That's a little bit fast, but they're going fast and they're going hard.
Dude, I would love to go. I've always wanted to go to a
Definitely worth it.
Preds game in Tennessee. I've always wanted to do
That'll
that.
be fun. You can see LA Kings out here, maybe.
That's true.
Maybe we'll have to go to a hockey game.
When do you go more things?
Dude, I'm down. Like, I love sports.
I like going to actual games. I think my thing is I just don't like watching on
Let's
TV.
go. Do you like football?
Yeah, I went to Auburn.
Let's go to like a Rams game or a Chargers game. We
That'd
got
be fun.
the new stadium, dude.
That'd be fun. I love
So cool.
But again, like it's the same thing with Auburn. Like I going to school at Auburn, it was so much fun.
Well, for football, I imagine it was a lot of fun.
College football being
Yeah.
there in the person is so much fun. But when it's on the TV, I'm like,
Yeah, because
Well,
yeah, no,
it's not the same.
it's the same reason the games, the like atmosphere and the social aspect of it, like changes the entire
it's true.
dynamic
You
of
have
what
a
it
point.
is that you're
Yeah,
doing.
That is a good point, man. Dude, and the last thing I will say is it's like I don't know. I just feel like we need to get out more with
Now, especially
yeah,
now that we can.
And I will update you on the next podcast because I'm watching Black Widow tonight with Emmy.
Okay.
And that's the first, guys, this is the first theater that I'm going to with Emmy our entire time of dating. That's so sad. We lived together before we went to a movie theater and together and had like the movie date. Isn't that crazy?
That's the world we're living in right now, I guess.
But I'm pretty stoked to see Black Widow though. So
We'll
that's
see.
happening.
I've heard some good and some bad.
I've heard the same. I've heard some people like it and some people are like,
Yeah. Well,
it's Marvel. Come on.
it'll probably be good.
It'll probably
It's
be all right.
Marvel. Exactly.
I'm seeing it at IMAX too, so that should be fun.
Okay. Enjoy that, my friend.
I've never seen an IMAX movie.
So you're having a lot of firsts tonight.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds so funny.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean it like that.
it's
but-
just like it just sounds like it's like yeah, I'm going to go see a movie.
I'm gonna go see a movie. My first time ever seeing a movie.
First time seeing a movie. First time seeing IMAX. First time seeing Black Widow.
IMAX is cool. As long as you don't get dizzy.
Can you explain IMAX to me before we go? Is it just tall screen,
Well,
wide
there's
screen?
a couple
Is it
different versions
curved?
of it, but some of them are curved. It's just like massive screen. Like, like usually it's like the wall and then like
Right.
there's a rectangle
Yeah.
and there's, this one usually it's like the whole wall is a screen. And sometimes it's curved. There was one I was in that was like, it was almost like on top of you at one point, right? It goes like all the way down, like a shell, like a
Yeah.
half shell almost.
Yeah.
I got super dizzy in that one because it was just like, holy crap. I was just like, there it is.
See, we're not sitting super far up. I'm like,
Oh,
too
no,
scared.
definitely don't do that. Yeah, yeah.
So we're
do you
in-
usually do that when you watch a movie? Do you
No.
sit front row? I hate that.
No,
The worst.
I like middle. I don't even like very back. I like middle.
Yeah, middle's good.
I guess middle's probably what most people like.
Middle.
But I think sometimes you have to deal with it for like really big releases. But
Dude, no, I if I have to go sit front row on a movie, count me out. I don't want to be like this the whole time. My neck hurts. I can't even hear my own thoughts. And it just like, it's also like this, like somewhat distorted. I don't know. Terrible. Yeah, I'm a complainer.
damn,
I'm not a movie guy.
you don't like movies too much?
No,
in the
I
theater?
like movies, but I prefer to watch at home.
You watch Loki yet?
No.
At home?
I saw some things. I'm like seeing clips of it floating around.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, what? Is there like drama? Like,
No,
what
no,
do I
no,
not
I
see?
just saw some clips. I gotta probably watch it before I get spoiled.
It's good.
I gotta watch Lost first. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dude, have you watched another episode yet?
Now, Jess got home today. I am so ready to watch.
You're definitely gonna watch one tonight,
Oh,
right?
if I hope so because I need to.
Dude, I literally like people are like, yo, JC, just do like a Lost episode or something,
We
or
can.
like Lost podcast.
I gotta finish it first though.
No, but no. No, you don't, Matt. You don't understand. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. I wish I could erase it all out of my brain. I wish I could
Would
get
you-
rid of it.
You want to erase your memory and watch it again?
Dude, I would pay I would if you gave me that technology right, I'd pay $1,000. I would literally I would literally put down $1,000.
What if you
to
also
watch
lost
Lost
other
again.
memories though?
What
Like you lose other memories as well.
No, I wouldn't do
No.
that.
Only if you could only erase that
If it's
one.
just Lost, if I could erase it to watch
What
it
if there's a
again,
1% chance you lose one other memory with it?
could it be any memory?
Any memory, you don't know which one it is. I'll leave you to think about it. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great week. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Why was I actually debating that?
On time he was, dude. I would debate it. If you told me that for Game of Thrones, I would consider it. I would think about it for a while and see, like, is there any memory that I really, really don't want to lose? And there is. And for that reason, I wouldn't do it. Even if it's 1% chance, I wouldn't chance it.
Damn.
There's definitely a memory you're like, wow, I can't lose that one.
That's true.
I guess.
But the chances of that happening, think of all the memories that you have.
Yeah, it's like really, really low chance it'd be bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, Boop headed nowhere. We'll see you guys next time.
Boop headed nowhere.
Love you.
Goodbye.